Good morning! It is, what time is it? It is 8:14, and today I'm going to be telling you guys the most dramatic plot twist of a story time you guys have ever heard. Okay, and by ever, I literally mean ever. When I tell you, you guys are gonna be flabbergasted out of your flabbers. Like, your flabbers are going to be gasting. I mean, your flabbers are going to be gasting. You're gonna be like, are you being for real? Yes, I am being for real. Okay, honestly, let's just hop into the story. So, this happened last year at Lake Powell. No, this is not about the UFOs. If you guys saw that story time, this is not about the UFOs. This event took place on the same trip that the UFO thing went on, but this is a different story time. This is not about the UFOs. Where do I even start? Okay, I guess to make a long story short, to start off, like I said, in Lake Powell, Utah, my family goes every year. We love it. It's a Red Rock, if you've never heard of it. Super pretty, beautiful place, luxurious, all of that. Gets boiling during the summers, like 120 degrees. It's pretty hot, especially if you don't have a houseboat or any shelter, canopies, anything like that. Yeah, that's enough talking about the Lake Powell aspect of it. It's just a really pretty place. Look it up if you've never seen it. Anyways, like I said again, this happened in July of last year in 2024, okay? And me, my best friend, my older sister, older brother, younger brother, mom, dad, 2 dogs. Okay, that was my intermediate family that went. And then there was my aunt, uncle, their 2 kids, aka my cousins. One of my cousins brought his girlfriend and their dog. I want to say that's everyone that went. My intermediate family took 2 separate cars. We took one car with all of the kids in it, like family kids in it. And then in the other car, there was my mom, dad, and our 2 dogs, if that makes sense. And then my aunt and uncle and them brought their motor home. So to make a long story short, we all get to Lake Powell. We have such a fun time. It's super fun. It was my best friend's first time going. I kind of feel bad because she didn't get the full experience, like the good experience, I feel like, because this was just a shorter trip. This was probably one of the shortest trips we've ever went to Lake Powell, actually. The first day we got there, my dad forgot water. In like 115 degrees weather. So yeah, that was really fun. Kind of annoying that we didn't pack it in the first place and take it to Lake Powell, but you know what? It's my dad. My dad literally survives off of eating sardines and beans when he camps, okay? This is the type of dude we're talking about here. He literally doesn't have a care in the world as long as the people he loves are there and he's not starving, you know? My best friend got hurt on the first day too, so I'm like, oh my gosh, this is your first time coming. I feel so bad. But she said that she still had a good time, so anyways, I'm glad about that. One day, me and my siblings all took the boat out alone, just a sibling ride. It was really fun. I accidentally swallowed a bee out of a can that I was drinking. That was pretty grody. We made campfires. I don't know if we roasted s'mores. We also had that UFO experience. If you don't know what I'm talking about, scroll a few videos down on my page and you'll see what I'm talking about. That was pretty wild. But besides that, I feel like that's the most... Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all we did that trip. It was pretty short. Okay, now story time. So if you've been following along, the siblings car that all me and my siblings took to go out to Lake Powell, that was my brother's car, my older brother's car that we brought out there. And this specific year at Lake Powell, we decided to drive along this little, I don't know what you call it, a cove. I guess you could call it a cove, like an island type thing, like the state of Florida, how it like goes out. I don't even know how to explain it, but anyway, yeah, so Lake Powell, and then there was like a little like island thing, not island, but a skinnier sliver of land, right? So we decided to drive over there. We parked like at the very end of this, I don't know, cove. So yeah, it took about 40 minutes, maybe an hour drive out there, I'd say, something like that. All I can remember is it was a long drive, and along the way of this cove there was like mountains and a ton of rocks and everything. My dad ran over a huge boulder with the boat that we brought, so that was kind of bad, but we finally made it to our campsite. Anyways, fast forward to the last day of our camping trip, and by this I mean the day that we're leaving. We're we're clocking out, right? Everyone's packing up their stuff, and my uncle was trying to help my dad a little bit, like with the boat and everything like that. And my aunt, this is about one of my family members, so if you see this, it might be awkward. Hi. But at the same time, I don't really care, because it is the truth. It literally is what happened. Anyways, hi, how are you? Yes, this story's about you. Anyways, like I said, we're all packing up, and my aunt is very eager to leave. She just wants to head out. She's like, no, let's go, let's go. She's just wanting to basically up and ditch us. And my dad was telling my uncle, he's like, I don't know if you guys will want to leave in front of us, because the motorhome that they were driving, there are a lot of blind spots and blind curves and stuff like that. So it's just really dangerous to be just driving this big ass motorhome like around these blind curves, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm subtle foreshadowing here. Anywho, any boo, any two. Like I was saying, my aunt was not wanting to really wait for us to head out with them, because I just feel like that's a respectable thing to do anyways, like wait for your group, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, she just wanted to leave. She was like, no, let's get home right now. And like I said before, my uncle was trying to help my dad hook up the boat and everything like that. He's just making sure that everything's secure, you know? Eventually it just got to a point where my aunt and uncle, cousins and everything dipped. They up and left. And we were all like, oh, okay. Well, that's nice. In theory, I do think it's because they had a few hours more of a drive to get home than we did. We live in different states than them, so that's kind of understandable, but still, it's kind of like, oh, okay. So they up and left, and my family finally got everything packed and everything, probably like 30-ish minutes later, and so we head out too. And like I said, we're way behind them. And the car that my parents and dogs were in was so good on gravel and everything like that, like off-roading. It was really good off-roading. And my brother's car wasn't. And mind you, my brother had just detailed his car, like before that trip. He literally, like from the inside out, like he perfected that hoe, okay? Anyways, back to what I was saying. My parents' car that they brought was really good on gravel and stuff. And so on our way out, they were way more ahead of the sibling car. The sibling car was going slower because it's not as good on the dirt. Okay, are we on the same page up to this point of the story? I know my story times are kind of all over the place sometimes, but it's because my brain is kind of scrambled, like it's all over the place. Anyways, so my aunt and uncle are clear gone. My mom and dad's car like 30 minutes behind them, and then my siblings' car is like, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes behind my mom and dad's car, realistically, because we have to go slower, you know? And so we're all driving out, and we had almost made it back from this cove thing to civilization. We literally were almost there. We had almost made it, okay? My mom and dad are still ahead of us, and we're trailing behind them, trying to be as careful as we can with this car. If you guys want to know how protective my brother is of his car, which I don't blame him, but at the same time, this wasn't funny at all. It was actually really sad. But at Lake Powell, mind you, it's like 115 to 120 degrees outside. My sister opens the trunk in his car, okay? And she pulls out a soda. I don't know if it was a Coke, a Mountain Dew, I can't really remember. But she opened it, and it splatted all in her face. Mind you, this is like boiling heat. She's like, oh my gosh. She's just screaming like, oh my gosh, I can't see. And my brother's like, get away from my car. Like this is like sizzling her skin, and he's like, get out of my car. Yeah, he just loves his car, okay? So on our way out, we're being very careful and cautious. And I'm sorry, all of a sudden, I want to say it was a red Jeep. This red Jeep comes flooring, and we're like, oh wow, they're in a hurry, because I kind of saw them in the rear view mirror. And they pull up to the side of us, and my aunt hops out of it. What? Yes, my aunt hops out of it, okay? And she comes out of that Jeep hysterically crying. Hysterically crying, you guys. Like, she couldn't talk. She was just like, you know when people cry, like they're like trying to catch their breath or something? That's what it was like. And I was like, oh my gosh, like automatically my heart sunk. But anyway, she got out of the Jeep and my brother goes out to comfort her. My older brother does. And I got out. I want to say it was just me and my older brother that got out of the car. Oh wait, I think my younger brother got out too. But anyways, so whoever gets out of the car goes to comfort her and we're like, are you okay? Like, what? Like why are you crying? She's just she like can't talk, guys. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, what actually happened right now? And she's still just hysterically crying. And then she goes, it flipped! It flipped! The motorhome flipped. Oh. Guys, we were like, no freaking way. Like inside I was freaking out, but she's just like hysterically bawling, like sobbing, like yeah, like so bad. And we're like, it flipped. We book it in the car and we're flooring it. We are flooring it to catch up to my parents. And my brother's like the car's like rattling at this point, and he just detailed his car, so he's like, I'm totaling my car. Like we're just zooming. We are zooming on our way. And my sister asks her, she like looks back at her, she's like, is everyone alive? And my aunt's like, I think so. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, something happened to somebody, definitely. Maybe they're not, but something definitely happened to somebody. And this lady's traumatized. My aunt is literally traumatized. She can't really talk or get any type of words out. We're flooring it. My brother's still like, we're totaling my car, right? And we're all just crying at this point. We're like, what is going on? The whole way to catch up to my parents, I'm trying to get a hold of my mom and my dad. Neither of them are answering, literally the whole time. Like I said, we're flooring it for like 6, 7, 8 minutes, something like that. But we finally catch up to them, and I'm out the window. I'm like, Mom, slow down, stop. And I'm like, Mom, the motorhome flipped. It flipped. And my mom's like, what? And my mom gets out of the car. She's comforting my aunt, and she's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. And my aunt's like, everything's gone. It's all gone. I'm like, oh no, like, oh no, like, this is not good. This is not good. Like, this is a tragedy. My aunt ends up hopping in the car with my parents, and my parents are flooring it back because, like I said, their car is really good off-roading. So they're just flooring it back, right? And the siblings' car is trying to, like, go behind them, and we're just like, guys, it's a mess. It's a straight up mess. We're all sweating, dehydrated, but we're glad to see the sunshine. That's a fact. Anyways, we're trying as hard as we can to catch up to my parents, but it's just not working. They're gone. They are gone behind this point. And like I mentioned before, there were a few, like, I don't know, stump red rock mountain things. So we lost them. We couldn't really find them because they were clearly covered. And we were like, oh my gosh, the motorhome flipped. The motorhome flipped. As of right now, she thinks that everybody's alive. Yeah, it was pretty intense. Anyways, we're flooring it, right? And it had gotten to the point where it would have just been easier to hop out of the car and start running to try and find my parents and the motorhome and all that. So that's exactly what me and my sister do. Me and my sister hop out of the car, and we're like jogging at first, and then we start walking, and we're like, oh my gosh, we can't find them. We were walking for like, I don't know, 20-30 minutes, something like that, and the service out there is horrible. The whole time me and my sister were gone, my best friend is like blowing up my phone because she was in the car with us. She was like blowing it up, and I didn't get any service. And me and my sister, 25 or 30 minutes away from the car, are just like, oh my gosh, like, where are they? We're trying to search everywhere with our eyes peeking out, and we both can't see very well from far distances, so that didn't help. But yeah, me and my sister just keep looking, and we can't find them anywhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, my service is horrible, calls aren't coming through. But luckily, Snapchat was working. And you want to know who was on my Snapchat? Was my cousin that happened to be in the motorhome. I was like, oh my gosh, is on Snapchat, like, duh, I can just call him, right? So I whip out my phone and I call him on Snapchat, and my sister goes, is everyone alive? And my cousin's like, yeah, like so chill. And at this point I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's probably in shock, right? And me and my sister are just freaking out. We're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you guys are okay. And he's like, yeah, right? So we kind of chat a little bit more, hung up the phone, and me and my sister are like, oh my gosh, everyone's okay. Everyone's okay, that's good. So me and my sister start heading back towards my brother's car, and along the way, we run into my parents' car, but only my dad was in it, and then my uncle was in the passenger seat of the car. So me and my sister are running up to the car, and my uncle rolls the window down, and me and my sister are like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you guys are okay. And my uncle's like, yeah? Like, totally chill. 100% chill. We're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that everyone's alive, like, everyone's okay. And he's like, yeah, of course everyone's okay, like what are you talking about? And me and my sister are like, Aunt was telling us that the motorhome flipped, like, I'm so glad everyone's okay. And my uncle's like, flipped? It just got stuck in the sand. And me and my sister are like, what? And my uncle's like, yeah, it literally just got stuck in the sand. Oh, you're kidding. You're lying. You are lying. What? Like, dude. Me and my sister hop in the car, and we're telling my uncle, we're like, yeah. She literally told the whole sibling car that the motorhome flipped. And he's like, why would she say that? He's like, it did not flip. Why did she say that? And then my dad chimed in and he backed me and my sister up. He's like, yeah, that's literally what she said. My aunt was literally telling everyone else that everything was gone. So in everyone's mind, we were thinking that the motorhome, like, flipped off a cliff, because there were some cliffy areas. So that's what we were thinking. We were literally thinking that the motorhome flipped off a cliff, bro. And my uncle's telling us that it just got stuck in the sand. So that's why my cousin was so calm. That's why he was, like, so kind of just, like, comedic. Like, yeah, like, everyone's alive. Like, what? Honestly, to be honest with you guys, still to this day, I don't know what was going on in my aunt's mind, but I think she was having some type of psychotic break, because I have no idea why she would say that. In the first place, to catch up to the sibling car, she said that she had to run to a different campsite to find somebody to drive her all the way. I don't know, maybe that just made her, like, flip something. I don't know, but she did in fact say that the motorhome flipped. If you ever watch this, you said that the motorhome flipped, bro. You literally said that it flipped. So after me and my sister heard that, we were like, what? Like, we were just so confused. So we finally catch up to my brother's car, and we're telling him the whole story, and my brother's like, what? We literally just rushed all this way for nothing. I was totaling his car. He claims he was totaling his car for nothing. Legit, guys, it was the most dramatic thing. The most dramatic thing I have ever experienced in my life. Like I said, I'm not sure where my aunt was mentally, but it's very clear that everyone was so worried about them. That's a really bold statement to make. and to make everyone stress and worry like that. But yeah, after that, my parents are so sweet to help my aunt and uncle get out of the sand, and the sibling car ended up going home. We're like, what? Like, what just happened? Like, we were thinking that my aunt and uncle's dog died, at least. At least. Like, nope. It got stuck in sand, guys. It got stuck in yeah. So that whole trip happened, the whole shabam happened, and about, I think it was like a month later, one of my cousins got married, and that same aunt that was at Lake Powell ended up happening to be there too. She came up to me and she's like, hey Brandy, can I talk to you real quick? She's like, hey, so Uncle was telling me that I told you and your siblings that the motorhome flipped. And I was like, yeah, you did say that. like, yes, you did. And she's like, she was in disbelief, guys. Like, she was in such disbelief, which is why I think that there was some type of change in her brain. But yes, she did say that. Anyways, that is the end of the story. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to me. Stay tuned for future videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.